All right, everybody always wants to know, what indicators do I use when I'm trading, right? You probably bought this course because you want to know exactly what indicators I'm using every day when I'm trading live on YouTube and all that fun stuff. So let's just break it down really simple, real simple. The best part is I don't really use a ton of indicators. I have a few indicators that you see on the chart. I'm taking everything away right now. This is basically a naked chart. We have no indicators currently applied to the chart. You can still see, hey, you know, the more and more you go through this course, the more you're going to see opportunities to trade even without indicators. But I want to make it very clear, no indicator in the entire world is going to make you profitable. There is no indicator that will tell you exactly where the market's going to go, where it's you know, you can't make predictions based off of just indicators alone. Now, indicators are basically lines or different kind of illustrations on the chart that might illustrate data in a certain way, right? And a really good way to think about that is the VWAP. So the VWAP is the volume weighted average price of the current session. I use the VWAP, just simple VWAP, VWAP, right? This is my settings. I don't change anything. We're on TradingView here. This is exactly what you're going to see when when you pull it up. So it's basically the VWAP. Those are all my settings. Go ahead and take a look at them. I don't change anything. I keep it exactly this way. So that's the blue line that we see on the chart. If you don't know how to pull up, it'll be volume weighted average price, right? So it'll be this one right here. Volume weighted average price is the indicator that I use, which is the VWAP there. So it's free to use it on TradingView, and I use it on TradingView. All my charting, all my indicators, everything is done on TradingView. And then I talk about how I trade on Tradovate from actual accounts. So the other big indicator that a lot of people ask about is this one right here. This is the Lux Algo Price Action Concepts. This is an indicator that is a paid indicator. You do have to pay for it. I'm not telling you that you have to go out and buy it, but this is what I use. So the Lux Algo Price Action Concepts gives you a pretty good idea. Recent highs, liquidity areas, things that we're looking at on the chart. And these are my settings right here. We've got the different setups with the different breakers. This is all kind of like stuff you're going to see later on in the course we'll talk about. But right now, just kind of giving you guys the breakdown on what I'm using. So these are all my different settings. Again, I try to keep it very simple. I don't go crazy with my settings. I keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. You know, that's the best way to go about it. And again, this is the Lux Algo Price Action Concepts. You have to pay for this on the Lux Algo website, but there is other free stuff out there. But again, guys, I don't want you to get caught up on this idea that you have to trade, you know, every indicator that Patrick has. You're going to watch this course and try to trade exactly like me. No, no, no. What I want you guys to understand is that there are options for different indicators out there. These are the indicators that I'm using. And I think, you know, the VWAP and the pivot points are really the two indicators that you need to have. Pivot points, VWAP, everything else is just icing on the cake. And this is the pivot points that I'm using. My settings, again, I'm not overcomplicating it, keeping it simple. You know, we don't need to overcomplicate it. There really is no reason to make it hard on yourself. And you can see basically how that's all kind of laid out there in the pivot points. So the pivot points, same thing. You go there, type in pivot points standard. Pivot points standard is the indicator that I use. Pivot points standard. We're going to talk a lot more about these indicators later on, but I just wanted you guys to see which one I'm using and the ones that I'm using. So basically, again, Lux Algo Price Action Concepts, the pivots, the pivot points, and then the VWAP are my main three indicators that I'm using there. So just breaking it down for you guys. And again, keeping it all very simple, not changing the settings, not doing anything really out of the ordinary, to be honest. I don't really need to. I think the best thing to do is just to use the stock settings. You can tweak them, do your thing, whatever you want. But for me personally, I try to keep it kind of simple.